is Chrissy. I'm with the Five-ish Fangirls podcast, and I am here with Davie Bird. Davie, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and why I would be interviewing you?
I'm Davie Bird. I'm part of a couple of different crazy fandoms, but I'm also in charge of a thing called Geek'd events. It's a project I do that we basically create certain events that will create a fandom experience for different fans, Harry Potter fans, Doctor Who fans, Sherlock fans, any Star Wars fans. I really like doing it as a charity, so there's usually some charity involved with that. I also do some costuming, some professional costuming, so I'll show up for different events as a Slytherin Quidditch keeper, or a Jedi, or anything like that. Got some cool costumes, love my lightsaber, my blaster, so stuff like that, and I think that's probably why you're talking to me.
Definitely. So how did you get into this? I know, like I said, I know you do a lot of different events. How did you get your start in getting involved in this sort of thing?
So I'm a librarian, and I like putting together little events for my library. And there was one time I wanted to do a Star Wars event, and I had heard about some people who dress up in Stormtrooper costumes and Jedi stuff. And so I invited them, and when they came out, I saw what they did, and when I found out it was volunteer work, the groups are the Rebel Legion and the 501st Legion. Anyway, they inspired me to want to do it as well, because not only did it look fun, but I loved that it was for a good cause. And so I started doing that for a while with the Star Wars group, and then I discovered that some of my friends that I had met from that also had some great Harry Potter costumes. And so we put together a group with that, and we've been doing that for about 2.5 years, going to different Harry Potter events, going to different charity 5K runs and fairs and stuff. And while I was doing that, I discovered that I've always loved organizing events. If I wasn't a librarian, I would probably be an event planner. So I discovered that I could create events for these groups that I was part of, and continue doing the charity aspect of it. So about 3 years ago, I tried out a Yule Ball. It was an adult version of prom with the Harry Potter theme, and the response for it was incredible. And because people loved it so much, I decided this is probably something I could keep doing. So, because I was kind of on a Harry Potter fling, I also decided to, a couple months later, we put together a Harry Potter 5K charity run. We sold out our first year. I don't know how to run a 5K. People loved it. It went well. But it's obvious that, at least here in Utah, there is a huge demand for stuff like this. And so we've started adding to that. We've got our annual Yule Ball now. We've got the annual Potter Run. We're doing a Star Wars themed run. We're going to be doing, coming up in a couple of weeks, we're doing a Time Lord Ball for Doctor Who. We've got plans to do some stuff with Sherlock. We've got some plans to do stuff with lots of different fandoms, Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So, ultimate goal would be awesome to basically have my own space, an event center that has these geeky events going on all the time. That's what I'd love to have.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot on Facebook and things. People have Harry Potter themed weddings and things like that. So this sounds like something that maybe you could dovetail into eventually.
Oh, we would have the ultimate Harry Potter wedding, and we'd have the ultimate Doctor Who anniversary party or whatever. So yes, definitely, that's what I'd like.
Yeah. So you say you do a lot of charity work. Like, what kind of charities have you supported in the past, and kind of what? Sort of talk about that a little bit.
Okay, most of them I like them to be. Maybe this is biased because I have 3 little kids, but they're usually geared towards children's charities. So, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Hope Kids. We got the American Childhood Cancer Association. There's a thing called Room to Read. There's the Literacy Action Center. Gosh, I'm leaving out a bunch, but I can't think of Toys for Tots. It's all that's coming to mind right now, but always there's always some fun thing, and we often will at the event invite some representatives from them to come out so they get to see what their ticket is helping. For the 5K run, a lot of the people who are handing out the waters were actually kids from the Hope Kids program.
Oh, wow.
And so you'd see these little kids with huge smiling faces, and they're all in wheelchairs, and they're handing out bottles to the runners. And I think that really helped the people running to realize that not only they're having a fun time because it's a Harry Potter run, but it's doing a lot of good too.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So when you talk about a Harry Potter run, is like they're dressed up as Harry Potter characters doing the fight?
So about 40%, maybe 30-40% of the people all came dressed up. They had their Hogwarts robes on, they had their ties, they had brooms. Then you have a couple that dressed up as like a Davie, or they were Death Eaters, or we even had somebody dressed as the Snitch. She won our costume contests because we thought that was clever. We asked her why she did it, and she said, it's because I figure everyone's going to be chasing after me, so I'll be the fastest. So it's kind of clever.
That is clever.
When we do like the Yule Ball, we invite everybody to dress up in a formal dance. A lot of them do come dressed in Hogwarts robes and stuff, but it's kind of a formal prom. Same thing with the Time Lord Ball. We're inviting people to come out as their favorite doctor or alien or companion. So there's always a costume contest. We give out prizes for that.
Okay.
I think somebody's getting a sonic screwdriver for the Time Lord Ball. And yeah, it makes it really, really fun. People, I think people everywhere love it, but you can tell, especially here in Utah, people love to dress up for stuff like this.
It's sort of an untapped market up until recently. So, like you said, you've done Harry Potter stuff and Star Wars stuff. Why get into Doctor Who? Doctor Who event. You're having your Time Lord Ball coming up in September 19th, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so why Doctor Who? Was there a reason for that?
I grew up watching the original Doctor Who's. And I had never actually started watching the new Doctor Who's till about a year ago, so I was way behind everybody else. I had too many other fandoms I think I was following, but finally jumped on Netflix and started watching the new Doctor Who's. And along with, I just feel like there's a lot of interest, a lot of hype on Doctor Who lately, but personally I've become a fan. And because of that, I wanted to create an event where I could go to and enjoy myself. So that is one nice thing about doing the event planning, is I get to create events that I want to go to, because I don't want to go to it if I'm putting it together, right? So it's always fun, and that's part of the reason I did Doctor Who. Also, there's a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
We are going to have some fun at that dance. Okay. We've got a weeping angel coming, so be careful.
Nice. So, do you want to just real quick give some details about, like, you know, I said the date, but like where it's going to be and the cost and what is it? It's benefiting a charity, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. So just talk a little bit.
Okay, so the Time Lord Charity Ball this year is going to benefit Room to Read. It's a charity that builds libraries in third world countries, but they also fund the education for young women in those countries. Places like Saudi Arabia, places in Africa, where a young girl really has no chance to go to school unless someone sponsors her. So that's what this program does, and I think that's fantastic. Now what we're going to be doing is, first, it is a dance. We're going to have a lot of fun. What we do our best to do is we make it so this is not a club dance. I know a lot of people kind of get sick of the club dance. So we do a lot of the fun, popular music. Sometimes we'll get some of the geeky music and play it in there as well. we're going to play a lot of the music from some of the episodes from Doctor Who where the Doctor actually dances. And so that'll be kind of fun. Have some 60s music in there too, and 40s music. Also, we are going to have a costume contest. We're going to have a TARDIS. People can take pictures. We've already had a bunch of people confirmed that are coming as different doctors. We are going to have some fish sticks and banana custard for everybody, and for people who that actually sounds disgusting, we will also have some other snacks and treats for that. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities to hang out with other people who like Doctor Who, and it'll be fun.
Okay, and where can they get tickets, how much they cost?
Alright, so if you go to our Facebook page,
and we'll link to this, by the way.
So it's facebook.com/Geek'd Out Events. That's GeekDOUTEVENTS. Sorry. And there you'll see all the events that we have coming up, and there's a link to all of those events. And if you go check in the next week or two, there's actually a discount for $10 off for any of those tickets. And yeah, come out and have fun. And again, it benefits an awesome charity, so.
Yeah, sounds like it. So, you touched on a few of the fandoms that you might be interested in. Like, what are some others that, like, in the future? Maybe just talk about some of your future plans if you have anything you have in mind or in the planning stages.
Yeah, I think it'll go a lot to the interest there. I know here in Utah there's a lot of anime fans. There's a lot of LARPing going on. There's a lot of even Lord of the Rings fans. We've got a lot of superhero fans. The Avengers really sparked that. So anything with those themes, any way that I personally can find a way to create an experience for these fandoms, where it's not just an online, hey, nice to chat with you, but you can actually go and experience something with their friends. That's what I want to do. And those are some of the things. Anything, I like most fandoms. I haven't really yet found something I didn't like.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sounds like most of what you're into is what we're into, what our listeners are into. So anything else you want to throw out there just while you have a captive audience?
Sure. If you're listening and this interests you, let us know if there's a kind of event that you would like to see happen, and we can do what we can to make it happen. I know that not everybody here is in Utah, so we could always do some kind of, for the charity runs, for example, we can create a virtual run where you still get all the cool swag and you get to promote it, but you would be running in your own area. You wouldn't have to come out to Utah. Mm-hmm. Even though we had like 40 people fly out from Florida and Georgia just to come to this run. So, yeah, give us feedback, find out what we do, go to the website. Even if you can't come, buying tickets will always go to that charity. So if you want to support it that way, that's fantastic.
Okay, awesome. Well, Davie Bird, thank you so much for coming on the Five-ish Fangirls podcast, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. This was fun.
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Any and all movies, books, games, and other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied.